嗨，亲爱的听众，欢迎来到故事的世界。夜色渐深，星光闪烁，愿这个故事轻轻引领你进入宁静的梦乡。闭上眼睛，放松身心，让你的想象随我们一同漫游在文字的魔法中。现在，故事开始了。杀死一只知更鸟。从前，在美国南方的一个小镇上，有一个叫梅科姆的小地方。这个故事发生在20世纪30年代，在那时，很多地方还存在种族歧视。故事的主人公是一个小女孩，名叫斯库特·芬奇。她和她的哥哥杰姆一起生活在梅科姆镇。他们的父亲阿提克斯是一位律师，是个很有正义感的人。他们的妈妈去世得很早，所以兄妹俩是由父亲独自抚养长大的。斯库特是个活泼好动的女孩，总是喜欢到处探险。她的哥哥杰姆比她大几岁，是个保护欲很强的哥哥。斯库特和杰姆的家隔壁住着一个叫迪尔的小男孩，每年夏天他都会来梅科姆和他们一起玩。3个孩子经常一起度过充满冒险的时光。他们最感兴趣的事情之一是围绕着一个神秘的邻居展开的。他们的邻居是一位从不出门的男人，名字叫布拉德利，大家都称他为怪人布。镇上的人们对布充满了恐惧和好奇，流传着许多关于他的传闻，说他是个可怕的人，但孩子们却一直对他充满了好奇。斯库特和杰姆的父亲阿提克斯是个非常理智和公正的人，他总是教导孩子们不要以貌取人，并相信每个人都有值得尊重的地方。他的性格和价值观在故事中逐渐影响着斯库特和杰姆。有一天，梅科姆镇发生了一件震惊全镇的事情。一个名叫汤姆·鲁宾逊的黑人男子被指控强奸了一位白人女子梅拉尤尔。这个案件在当时的社会背景下引起了巨大的波澜，因为在那个时代，黑人常常因为种族歧视而无法得到公正的对待。阿提克斯被指派为汤姆的辩护律师，这在镇上引发了很多争议。许多人认为阿提克斯不应该为一个黑人辩护，甚至有人因为他的正义行为而对他心生敌意。尽管镇上的很多人反对，阿提克斯依然坚定地接受了这个案件。他告诉斯库特和杰姆，真正的勇气不是因为你知道会赢才去做某事，而是在明知会失败的情况下，仍然坚持做正确的事情。这句话深深印在了斯库特的心里，也成为他成长过程中重要的一课。随着案件的进展，阿提克斯带着一颗公正的心走上了法庭。他在法庭上以冷静而有力的方式为汤姆辩护。他指出，梅拉尤厄尔和他的父亲鲍勃尤厄尔可能在撒谎。实际情况是，梅拉试图亲近汤姆，而鲍勃发现后，为了掩盖女儿的行为而陷害了汤姆。然而，尽管证据对汤姆有利，陪审团仍然因种族偏见判决汤姆有罪。斯库特和杰姆在旁听这场审判时感到非常难过，尤其是杰姆。他曾经相信正义总能战胜邪恶，但这场审判动摇了他的信念。他无法理解为什么明明汤姆是无辜的，却依然得不到公平的判决。阿提克斯告诉孩子们，社会有时会因为偏见而做出错误的选择，但我们依然要坚持正义。这场审判并没有就此结束。鲍勃尤厄尔对阿提克斯怀恨在心，认为他在法庭上揭露了自己的谎言，因此他开始威胁阿提克斯和他的天晚上，斯库特和杰姆在回家的路上遭到了鲍勃的袭击。杰姆拼命保护妹妹，但鲍勃力气太大，把杰姆打伤了。就在这紧急关头，一个神秘的人突然出现，救下了斯库特和杰姆。后来，斯库特才发现救他们的人竟然是布拉德利，那位从未出门的神秘邻居，不是大家口中传说的怪物，而是一个善良而寂寞的人。他一直在默默关心着斯库特和杰姆，尽管他从不与人交往，但他在关键时刻挺身而出，保护了孩子们。 布拉德利带杰姆回到家，阿提克斯非常感激。在那之后，斯库特对布拉德利有了全新的认识。他明白了父亲曾经对他说的话：你永远无法真正了解一个人，除非你站在他的角度去看世界。布拉德利虽然外表孤僻，几乎从不露面，但他是一个心地善良的人。斯库特终于理解了什么是真正的勇气和善良，他们并不总是外显的，而是藏在人的内心深处。最终，鲍勃·尤厄尔在袭击失败后死去，事情也慢慢恢复了平静。阿提克斯告诉斯库特和杰姆，不是所有人都能像他们那样看到事情的真相，但只要他们能够坚持正义，社会就会慢慢改变。杀死一只知更鸟讲述了一个关于正义、偏见和成长的故事。斯库特通过这次经历学会了什么是真正的勇气，也懂得了如何看待别人，如何站在别人的角度去理解这个世界。阿提克斯作为一个榜样，教导孩子们即使面对不公和偏见，也要始终坚守自己的正义感和原则。这部作品告诉我们，世界并不总是公平的，但我们依然可以通过我们的行动和信仰，慢慢推动社会向更美好的方向前进。接下来，我将为你讲述这个故事的英文版本，希望你随着故事的声音慢慢进入梦乡。愿你有一个宁静美好的夜晚，做个好梦。Welcome, dear listener, to a world of stories. As the night grows quiet and the stars begin to glow, let this tale gently guide you into a peaceful slumber. Close your eyes, relax, and let your imagination drift as we journey together into the magic of words. Now, let's begin. To Kill a Mockingbird. Once upon a time, in a small town in the American South called Mockingbird, there lived a young girl named Scout Finch. She lived with her older brother Jem, and their father, Atticus Finch, a lawyer with a strong sense of justice. Scout's mother had passed away when she was very young, so it was Atticus who raised her and Jem by himself. Scout was a curious and adventurous child, always eager to explore and understand the world around her. Jem, being older, often took on the role of protector, looking out for his little sister. The town of Mockingbird was old and sleepy, and in the 1930s, it was also a place where racism and prejudice ran deep. Despite these challenges, Scout and Jem had a relatively carefree childhood, filled with games and adventures, especially during the summers when their friend Dill would visit. Dill, a small boy with a big imagination, loved playing with Scout and Jem. The three of them spent countless hours imagining stories and making up games, but one of their favorite pastimes was trying to learn more about their mysterious neighbor, Boo Radley. Boo Radley lived in a rundown house at the end of the street. The people in Mockingbird had many strange stories about Boo. Some said he never left his house. Others claimed he was a monster, a terrifying figure who prowled around at night. No one had actually seen Boo for years, but that only made the stories more exciting for the children. Scout, Jem, and Dill were fascinated by Boo, often daring each other to go closer to his house or try to get a glimpse of him through the windows. But while the children were caught up in the mystery of Boo Radley, something far more serious was happening in Mockingbird. A black man named Tom Robinson had been accused of raping a white woman, Miella Ewell. In those days, accusations like this were very dangerous for black men, as many people in the town held deep racial prejudices. Atticus Finch, Scout and Jem's father, was appointed to defend Tom Robinson in court, and he took the case very seriously. This decision was met with a lot of criticism from people in the town. Some even started treating the Finch family differently because Atticus was defending a black man. Despite the town's disapproval, Atticus remained calm and resolute. He believed in justice and equality, and he wanted to show his children that doing what's right is more important than doing what's easy. He told Scout and Jem that courage isn't about physical strength, but about standing up for what is right, even when you know you might lose. This lesson would become more important as the trial went on. The trial was a pivotal moment in Scout and Jem's lives. They watched as their father stood up in court and defended Tom Robinson with all his might, despite the odds being stacked against him. During the trial, it became clear that Tom Robinson was innocent. Atticus showed that it was actually Mayella Ewell's father, Bob Ewell, who had likely hurt her, and that Mayella was lying to cover up her actions. She had made advances toward Tom, and when her father found out, he beat her and forced her to accuse Tom of rape. However, despite the clear evidence that Tom was innocent, the jury found him guilty. It was a devastating blow for Scout and Jem, especially Jem, who had believed that justice would prevail. After the trial, the world seemed like a darker, more unfair place to Scout and Jem. Jem, in particular, struggled with the outcome. He had always believed in the goodness of people, but the trial made him realize that sometimes people let hatred and prejudice cloud their judgment. Atticus tried to comfort his children, explaining that change comes slowly, and while they might not have won this case, it was important that they had tried. Tom Robinson, despite Atticus's best efforts, was later killed while trying to escape from prison. His death hit the Finch family hard. As if that wasn't enough, Bob Ewell, Mayella's father, was furious with Atticus for revealing the truths about him during the trial. He swore revenge on Atticus, and one night he made good on that promise. As Scout and Jem were walking home from a Halloween party, Bob Ewell attacked them. Jem tried to protect his sister, but he was overpowered. Just when it seemed that Bob might succeed in hurting them, a mysterious figure came out of the darkness and saved them. That figure was Boo Radley. Boo, the man who had been the subject of so many rumors and mysteries, turned out to be a quiet, shy person who had been watching over Scout and Jem all along. He carried Jem back to their house, where Atticus called the doctor. Scout finally got to meet Boo face to face, and she realized that he wasn't the monster people made him out to be. He was just a lonely man who had stayed hidden, because he didn't fit in with the rest of the town. Boo's act of kindness showed Scout that people aren't always what they seem on the outside, a lesson her father had been trying to teach her all along. In the aftermath of the attack, Sheriff Hectate decided to cover up Boo's involvement in Bob Ewell's death, saying that it would be like shooting a mockingbird to drag Boo into the spotlight. Just as Atticus had explained earlier in the story, mockingbirds do nothing but provide music and joy, and it would be wrong to harm them. Boo was like a mockingbird, nascent and kind, yet vulnerable. Scout understood this and agreed that it was the right thing to do. As Scout stood on Boo Radley's porch that night, she saw the world through his eyes. She realized that her father had been right all along. You never really understand a person until you step into their shoes. Scout had grown a lot since the beginning of the story. She had learned about injustice, prejudice, and the importance of empathy. The world wasn't always fair, but her father had shown her how to navigate it with kindness and integrity. To Kill a Mockingbird is a story about growing up, understanding justice, and learning how to see the world from another person's perspective. Scout Finch, through her experiences with her father, her brother, and the people of Mockingbird, learns valuable lessons about fairness, courage, and empathy. Her father, Atticus Finch, teaches her and her brother that true courage is standing up for what's right, even when you know you might not win. He also shows them that people aren't always what they seem, and that we must be willing to understand others before passing judgment. This story invites us to reflect on what it means to be fair and kind, even in a world that can be unfair. It also asks us to think about the importance of standing up for what is right, even when it's difficult, and the value of looking beyond appearances to see the true heart of a person. Just like the mockingbirds in the story, some people are innocent and bring only good into the world, and it's our duty to protect them from harm. 好了，今天的故事就讲到这里。希望你此刻已经沉浸在温柔的梦乡中，父母们也可以慢慢放松，释放心中的疲惫。愿这一刻带给你宁静与平和。Alright, that's the end of today's story. I hope you're already drifting into a peaceful dream. And parents, take this moment to relax and unwind from the day. May this moment bring you calm and serenity. Let's meet again tomorrow for another story. Have a good dream.